Yo guys, welcome back to another YouTube live stream. It's me, mrjayowhy. I hope you have an awesome day. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Right, so let me share this to the masses. If it can come up on the YouTube, create a studio, please. Thank you. Yes, yes. There we go. Right. How we doing, chat? Hello, hello, hi chat. Welcome, welcome. Leopard, how's it going? Lefty, how's it going? Tiny, I am good. How are you? How's it going, chat? How's everyone's day today? A piece of the Ice King's POI got leaked on the map. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, it did. As part of the... So it looks like all the recent skins was actually... All the trailers, I guess, for the recent skins was actually filmed on the Season 2 map and not actually the most recent update. So the Lighthouse and the Fog actually will be next season, or the Snowstorm. Which makes no sense to what's happening. I guess how does that meet? So is that something else? It's 6:52 AM. The day hasn't restarted for me yet. Saturday. Yo, Jay. Yo, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Alright, let me quickly notify the Discord that I am live. Everyone. Okay, chat, let's lock into a good stream. Alright, what's in the Fortnite Item Shop today? Oh yeah, Hopper's collab. We got this. We got Tom the Lizard. Well, it's actually a pretty cute skin, I must say. What the? Fair enough. We then got this emote. Fair. Text to speech. Wait, what? Lizard. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, guys, if you do buy that, code mrjayowhy for the item drop. Hashtag out, hashtag out partner. Today's top sellers is good old Tom, as well with Mischief, red and black boots. Boots are selling. Was it boots? I think boots or shoes. Yeah, boots. Dare is also selling, and these two, and some Gorillaz stuff. Cool. Back in the shop, we have F1 races, because I think this season starts this weekend, isn't it? New season? Does a new season start? Not entirely sure. Let's go to that chat. Did you miss the power hour? Is there one today? If there is, and I have missed it. I thought it was tomorrow. No, there's a power hour tomorrow, no? Power hours, March, Saturday and Sunday, power hours. Was there power hour yesterday? I don't know if there was a power hour yesterday yet. No idea. Chat, thanks for 5 likes. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like button. Let's get 10 likes on the double, chat. I was playing, yes, I don't record power. I really hope Dago, as people like to correct me, returns to the story again sometime soon. Yes, obviously there was some dialogue involving him and the elites or something. So it looks like he might be returning. Oh, it's a mention that, you know, he's still out and about. Diego is still doing his stuff, chat. Okay, right. Anarchist. How's it going? Gelson, hi. How's it going today? It's going alright. Should be an anti-hero. I mean, yeah, I guess. God, that leaf could have re-injured someone. Would have re-injured someone. Right. Oh, let's turn some of the graphics down. Medium. I don't know why it resetted everything. It's a mess, chat. What's happening, chat? Oh, we got Neymar. We got a Christmas skin in the middle of March. Okay, so I've got Lethal Labs. First job of the day. Off to see the Dark Voyager. He should be busy tomorrow. The Dark Voyager should be busy tomorrow. I wonder when this portal's going to open up a bit. Unless it already has. I'm not aware. No, it still needs a bit more to do to open up. Ah, yes. Yes, not quite there yet. Oh yeah, I'm aware there's a rift on the top of it. It needs to open up though still, doesn't it? Okay, we're down. Oh, please get pumped. That'd be so nice. Oh, minis will do now. Minis will do. I forgot I had a psychic then. That scared the life out of me. Oh. Thought I saw someone there. Alright. We're getting involved. Bad idea, bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea, chat. Thanks for 3 likes, chat. Do appreciate it. You are enjoying the content, mate, so hit the like button. Right, yeah, so I should be playing the Power Hour tomorrow, obviously. That's when the Dark Voyager is set to go. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Hopefully we will be able to catch it live. That'd be pretty good. So if the Foundation is coming back, will Geno? I don't know how the 2 characters correlate to anything at this current point in time. But yeah, I don't think the Foundation has to come back for Geno to somehow return. But I do hope Geno at some point returns. The new 7 weapon is gonna come tomorrow. Yeah, bit weird it's a 7 weapon, and in the trailer the Ice King was using it, or our original OG Ice King was using it. It's a little weird, if I do say so myself. A little strange. That's getting really tiresome really quickly. The whole, just fly off my screen, why don't you? Okay, how do I not pick up that shotgun? I don't know what they've done this update, but nah, they need to revert it. What do I need to turn off here? What is just cooking me? I don't need shadows on. Do I need post-processing on? Why did we... after this update, my whole thing just reset for no reason. No one else has had this issue. Just making my computer lag. We need a new Goofy skin. Have you not seen the item shop? That Disney character's a little goofy, though. So yeah, this is where the ice biome for next season should be, according to the the trailers we have seen. It should be over here. Which actually, it doesn't look like it takes a POI away. Looks like it adds a POI. Like a new fish sticks? Possibly. Move. Can you hurdle or something, please? Thank you. No mercy, no decaf. I've actually got packet loss. What? What is happening here, chat? Oh, GG's, chat. Been using Shadow Arc a lot. She looks great. Someone was talking about it the other day, so we just someone was talking about Arc the other day. Is Arc gonna get a reskin or something? I just haven't changed it since. Ah, it is a good skin though. I do agree. Oh, Hades fish sticks? Hades fish sticks? Maybe, I suppose. Right. Not a bad start, chat. Thanks for the 8 likes. Do appreciate it. We're 2 away from 10. Appreciate the support. Gonna be swapping between you for the whole day because there's gonna be terrible weather in the US. Oh, I did hear. Hopefully everyone is safe. I think someone mentioned on Twitter because the art remix, which had a Norse. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I remember now. We did check that skin out. New sidekick in the past. My chats are not sending in another live stream. Oh, we don't have this trouble again, do we? We're not back to the weird thing that no one can talk to me. Rapid Snipes, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Pleasure. Right, what's in here? Oh, okay, I hear shooting, I hear firing. Okay, I thought that would be the door out of here. My bad. My bad. Okay, there's someone here, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump over this building. Oh my god, someone's just ring shooted. Who is this person? Do you think the Dark Voyager partner is a general? But the survey skin, I mean, could be, but I don't know. With the whole alternative 7 thing and that skin looking like a 7 member, I suppose. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see if that's ever used. Well, it's not really a survey. Sorry, it's not a survey. It's the leak. What do you call it? Someone accidentally revealed net art thinking it wouldn't be used, but it might be, and they had to then delete it. Thanks for the 8 likes, chat. 2 away from 10. Chapter 4 Season 1, 2 was fun for me, and then stopped playing until OG, and then I stopped playing completely again after Chapter 5 Season 1. I never played 6. You ever played 6? Missed some good moments there. Missed some good moments there. I had thoughts about this general being the Chrome scientist. It looks like more like the Visitor because of his helmet style. To be fair, it's been a while since I've actually had a proper look at that general. So I might have to have a look later. We've got a little rectangle zone. Here we do. A little box. A little box in the box. Just so bad to me, but I love Chapter 7. Fair, fair. Is this on a roof? Where? What am I looking for here? Who keeps sending me join requests? Oh, hello. Would you have a look here? I've got rings. No, we keep walking. We're fine. We're fine with how we are. I've never played Chapter 5 because it really felt unfortunate. Again, fair enough. I think both of them chapters had their moments. Okay, anyone here? Oh, zones. Oh, what's that car? No. Green Knight, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh, in lobby? Interesting. Who's shooting at me? Right, there's a boss. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, thanks for it, mate. Appreciate that. Is there a new story quest? I don't know. I haven't looked. Oh my god, I got a scar and I'm probably about to die in about 2 seconds. What the hell happened? Need to find a med kit. Need to find a med kit. Oh, that'll do, huh? That'll do for now. We're excited for season 2. It's less than 2 weeks away. It's looking a good season 2. Well, that was fun. Chat, thanks for the 12 likes. Oof. Ultra, how's it going? It's kind of funny that the only 7 member we saw on mass, no, it wasn't the celebrity, is the Origin. What? What do you mean? So I have a theory. So what it seems like with the next season, the gang is trying to locate the Foundation. What if, I suppose, mini-season is us traveling to where the Foundation is to get him back? Oh, because we're set to leave this map early. Never know. That could be the case. What about the Order than you imagined? Yeah, what about them? Chat, thanks for 12 likes. Alright. Let's drop down to Boulevard. Boulevard. Do you think we get a new scientist skin in Chapter 1 Season X OG pass? I think so. One of the most notable skins from that season. Maybe another Paradigm skin as well. Well, never mind. That was an unfortunate ending to the last game. Okay, we've got ourselves some weapons. Missed every single shot. Don't mind me. Rara scoops. Alright. Give me some weapons from Fortnite. Oh my god. Oh, there's a massive light fixture there. Never mind. Leon, you only have to say once. I have no idea, Leon. I don't know. I'm playing solos at the moment. Do you watch anime? I mean, I watch animated shows. I wouldn't say I'm like completely like, you know, I'm into anime. I do watch occasional bits and pieces of anime. Bro, I'm watching you. Cool. Cool, Dylan. Okay, again. Where's the toilet? Where's the toilet? Honestly, sometimes I want to talk to these devs just to ask them questions about, like, where's the toilet in some of these houses? What are you doing? Can't be playing solos at the moment. I'll open it up later. I'm not too sure. Oh. In Season X Pass, I hope we get the scientist, the Golden Knight guy, and Paradigm. You mean Ultimate Knight? There are quite a few of those, if that's what you mean. Void Alex, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh wait, the portal is open a bit now. When did that happen? That wasn't. We checked that first game and it wasn't open. Or is it? Or am I looking at it funny? Ooh. Is there gonna be a live event tomorrow? Should be a mini live event. To be fair, I don't know if Ultimate Knight is his name, to be fair, mate. It's one of those. Oh my god, he's getting ready to go, chat! He's on his way. He'll be leaving soon. What time tomorrow? I think he's leaving as the power hour starts, so 3:30. Eastern. I think that's Eastern, right? I feel like it's. I feel like the hard part about this, about the Season X pass, is that it's already all remixes. I think that most possibly options are Paradigm, Catalyst, and Scientist. I guess. Yes, he's well, he's gonna go through that rift that has just opened up recently in the last like 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And he's gonna travel out, find the shard, and then come back, and then the world ends. I don't know. Did I see the leak for the season 2 theme? What? I don't think I did. Wait, theme? I am uninformed. Where's everyone, man? I want to get involved in some fights. The theme is rivalry. I mean, we found new Ice King skin. It's all right. Well, I've been live for the last half an hour, and I was prepping before then, so I haven't looked at Twitter for a while. Oh, there's a medallion guy over here, or boss guy, or what they call nowadays. Might as well push him, because why not? Where is this guy shooting? Hello? Well, I guess that works into what we were saying about what the pure portals are going to bring to the island. Like characters and POIs that will help the Seven, and then help the Dark Voyager. And as Nera, you know, start to go against each other more and more, the Dark Voyager and the Seven. So it works, it works. I'm excited for the new order. I wonder if she has styles similar to her concept. Sure, I'm sure she will if she's a Battle Pass skin. Super styles as well. Chat, I think this is a 14 likes, 6 away from 20. Appreciate the support on the stream. Ooh. What we got ourselves here? I feel like I should see someone running out of Lethal Labs. Oh, hello. Oh. Bro just took my kill. Woo! Yo, Flu, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Top 5 Gaming has a few story vids I should react to. Should I? Don't take the season theme leak seriously. Remember the bog season was thought to be a bog invasion, but turns out to be shocked and awesome. Oh, I got a point. Oh, I didn't even realise I'm walking in someone here. Oh my god. Oh, that was awful bit of shooting that was, but I got away with it. And he had a pump. Oh, that could have hurt. I think we stick with the MK. Oh, well, it's still alive here, isn't it? Okay, well, must be fun to be you then. Oh, well, okay, that's just stupid. That's just honestly stupid. I can't defend against something that shouldn't have even hit me. That was actually ridiculous. Holy ridiculous. Yeah, I've just seen a rivalry thing. It's not much of a leak, no. It's like what we put there. How it's not really much of a. I guess the battle pass will be a few 7 characters, and everyone else will be on Dark Voyager's team, I suppose. And that's how the season will go. If season 2 will be good, I change my name, by the way. Okay, cool. Cool. I would love to see some plot twist like Fortnite pulling a Winter Soldier on us in Season 2 live event when he fully prepared to fight the Dark Voyager, and he says some words and a 7 turn. Oh, start turning evil? Hmm. Thanks for the 16 likes, chat. And the shield on was such a good moment. What do you think mission recap means? Oh, probably another trailer will get released. You know, like Jones in the 0 point thing? Maybe recap the whole 7 story or something. Or recap this season. That would be pretty cool, no? It's actually like a trailer that we can see, and the characters living, breathing, and maybe doing some of the stuff we haven't seen. Like the Order escaping, that could be a bit of a cutscene, and then we see a Dark Voyager in his ship, like stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool. Why does it feel like Jones literally done nothing this season? Well, why is that an issue? Like, it was clear from last chapter that Jones and Hope would take a bit of a back seat to reintroduce characters and introduce new characters, like the Dark Voyager and the Order. I don't feel like that's much of an issue. Dark Harvester might try to kill the 7. Well, that's pretty, yeah. I mean, try to kill the bus driver. I think that's the idea. Trying to kill, or the kill list. You know, the Foundation was the last name. So it's certainly the intention. Still love to hear some voice lines from him or something. Maybe he be one recapping again. Oh my god, it's a surf game, chat. Are River's gone? What? That's insane. Trying to keep safe, bro. Prayers. That's insane. Mother Nature is incredible. It's a field of debris? Holy. That's insane. Yeah, sometimes the franchises put the main. Oh, I still want to actually have a bit more of a conversation about that. Actually, to have a bit of a really cool concept to talk about. Sweet. Mr. J do squad, so why? Okay, some of you need to be stopped, chat. Who's the best Cube Queen? Wait, who's the best? The Cube Queen, the Herald, or the Dark Voyager? I think we need to see a bit more of the Dark Voyager in action. I feel like Q Queen is number one. It's kind of between the Herald and the Dark Voyager at the moment. And you think that nothing will be revealed? No idea, bro. Why couldn't I shot? Why couldn't I shoot? Well, what? Okay, fair. Fair, I suppose. Alright. I'll change my name back. I was Jail what? Where would be the point in the story for Singularity to return if Epic still care about the character? What would be the point? Where? I think there's a point. I think the character is intriguing. The Vault Keeper definitely has some point that comes to the story. Definitely should be back at some point. Would you not agree, chat? Tell me you're getting somewhere. Tell me you're getting somewhere. We already lost so much of the internet Chrome. I don't have to type anything anymore. You can just read my name. What will be, and what I'm doing is what I'm doing. Yo! What the hell? Holy, what the hell? W's, Declan? W's? Yeah, that's how you would say it, wouldn't it? Lizard. JY the musical? What? I love how we're getting another faction, and in order to get in their skins, you've got to place high in the stupid skin cop. I'm sure they'll come out at a later date, though. Which they did, I'm pretty sure, though. Oh, cool. Does it need to installate? Huh. Oh, what was that about, chat? My game crashed. JJJ! I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm dreading tomorrow because I'll be down range forever. Hopefully I'll be able to see the event before having to avoid the river. I think just avoiding the river is probably more what you should be focused on, of course. Join up with the Power Hour crew. Well, I hope you get a break in the weather then, so you don't miss the event. But yeah, your safety is paramount. Not a silly power hour. Paramount Plus, no power. Well. Another event this season. There's a couple of events this season, mini events. Dark Voyager will leave tomorrow, then he will come back, then he will get his zero shard down, the third one, and then he will beam it, and pure portals, and we've got a few things happening. Doom 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 doom. Are we going to defeat him, or is he going to stay for a whole another season? Dark Voyager's going to stick around for a while. What if Midas unmasks himself and reveals himself to be the rich, still the brainrot glazer, Tim Sweeney? Jay, need a J theme song. Jay, we need a J theme song? Bro, I don't know. You might have to come out with it. Who are you? Me. Shadow, I don't know what you're saying there. What it might, no, read that one. I think the 7's Rift Tech. Channel Random Games, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Jay, you should put a flashy intro on your vids. People love that in the big 2026, right? Oh, chat. You're breaking me. Don't do intros in 2026. Do hooks. Do hooks in 2026. That's what you should be doing. That's all you should be doing. Trying to think of a video. Yeah, we need a 2016 over the top intro and loud music. Do 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 do. And then some, some, what do you call it? The name, the flips, focus, loud bang sort of thing, and then boom, and then some locked doors happens, and then it finally gets into the video. 2016. Yeah, okay. So you could do creative stream. You've been on there ages. So, chat, a question I want to ask is, what happens when a game kills off all their main characters? Because you must agree, Fortnite kind of did that back in 2022. Yeah, essentially, Origin, chill. So yeah, essentially back in 2022, Fortnite got rid of the majority of their main characters, or perceived main characters, from the Fortnite community. The Scientist got chromed, the Visitor got chromed, the Origin got chromed, Paradigm managed to escape until... Random recording Jay's jump scare. Okay, well, it is what it is. The Lost Good Story trailer visually. Stop sniffing, weird dog. Sorry about my dog, chat. Let me just chill. Anyway, that wasn't until Paradigm also gave her life. Currently, that's what it's perceived as during Zero Fusion. And for the next 3 years, I wouldn't hear anything else but the Seven died, the storyline's dead, the Seven's never coming back, Fortnite's done, Geno died. Geno for me, the Seven guy, the Seven I get, chat. Geno, we saw him come back at the comic. Did you forget to flip over the last few pages? Just a couple pages, it would have been there. But 2022 was a big year for Fortnite getting rid of the main characters. Literally, the game that killed every single main character. But I do think it was for a sole important reason, and that was to world build the rest of the Fortnite characters, rest of the Fortnite storyline, the rest of the lore, the rest of the essentially world building. Like, I would love to somehow conceptualize a story where we would have stuck with the 7. We would have stuck with the last reality. So I was trying to work out what the hell that was. We would have stuck with the last reality. We would have stuck with the imagined order. But I think in the long term, that would have probably been damaging. Would have probably been damaging. Declan in chat. Oh, thank you for the gift as well. I presume that was you. Says in chat, Geno should be back now if he was piecing himself together. The presumption is that because he's not back, he hasn't yet pieced himself together. But that's not necessarily the case. The Fortnite storyline that you have to remember, chat, is from the perspective of us, the loopers. Obviously, there is a few moments in the storyline where we do see what happens when loopers aren't here, like the 7 getting chromed, even though that was told to us during Season 3, Chapter 3 dialogue. But most of the Fortnite storyline is told from the perspective of the looper, us. We are getting the story. So, of course, Geno not being here isn't a great big deal in terms of what's going on with him at the moment. Because we just don't know. He could have pieced himself together and be in a middle, in amongst a massive plan to rise back up to the top. We just won't know it until it's in our view. And that could be the same of the paradigm. And that is also the same of the 7. Like, I will go back to the earlier point I was going to make, was when the 7 went and the last reality and the imagined order, every day, even Dr. Sloan, we always go to the perceived notion that they're dead and they're never coming back. Even though there is now, definitely after this season, no logic to assume that just because they think they died or look like they died, they probably didn't die. Definitely in terms of something like Sloan. Obviously got hit by that mech. Sloan got hit by the mech. Everyone thought she died. I said, I don't think she has. Came back. And obviously, the Order and the Foundation will be coming back at some point. The Order's already back. You could presume that, of course, they didn't get chromed. And they faked their sort of demise by placing their sort of helmet and bat blings out. But you could argue that they didn't actually get chromed. Geno seems like a chill guy. He's probably just chilling, watching everyone. But anyway, with the 7, it's always presumed that they have died. But I would say, unless you see a body or you see a crazy funeral, 9 times out of 10, they're probably not dead. Definitely in terms of a story, a comic, a film, a TV show. Don't see a body, they're probably not dead. And even sometimes when you do, they're probably still alive. They probably will somehow come back. But it's this weird notion in the Fortnite storyline where if someone is not in your view, or you're experiencing them in front of you, like we are experiencing now with the Dark Voyager, the Order, the Visitor, Jonesy, Hope, they're all on this reality, in this island. They're here. And we can see what they're doing. We are interacting with them. But that doesn't mean that the 7 who got chromed are dead. And they could one day come back. And they could be experiencing a story now. Like off screen, something could be happening to them. Which it seems like is the case because of what Amy said. But that's not really my point here. It's just people have this really weird tunnel vision with Fortnite where if they're not experiencing the story in front of them. They don't believe something else is also happening as well. Geno may have pieced himself together day one. He might just be biding his time to come back. But this is more about Fortnite is a game that killed off all its main characters. And I think the story we've gone on in Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 and Chapter 7 has all been leading to this point. To world build other characters and to extend plot points. Geno's just chilling watching the Fortnite Simpsons shorts on Disney Plus, probably. The older 7 died and the older is the only one that lived. No. That's exactly what I'm exactly saying the opposite. You can presume from what you experience watching them get chromed that they died. I understand that. But to strongly presume they've died until you've seen a body, which obviously because they got chromed, very hard thing to see, you have to presume they're not dead. And I do that with every character. Midas, who may have actually technically have been dead because he went into the underworld, but in terms of Sloane and the Order, because everyone used to say the Order's gone as well, and I used to say maybe, but we only saw her helmet. We didn't actually see them get chromed. Same with the Foundation. And we do have confirmation at least one of the 7 who got chromed is still alive because of the scientists. So we have to presume from that information, it is illogical to presume that the other members of the 7 are dead. From that. What were we talking about the other day what were we talking about the other day, chat, where we were like, this whole... Oh, the 0 point. So Geno, who fell into the 0 point, managed to, obviously, according to the comic, put himself back together once falling through the 0 point. And we've only seen, on another hand, the internal Voyager, who went through the 0 point and split it apart as he went in there. And you could sort of see his insides, I suppose. But there are only 2 opposite examples, and to be fair, we didn't really see what happened after the fact. Like, could he have put himself back together? Probably not. But we've only seen it on the other hand, where Geno manages to pull himself back together. It is almost illogical as well to presume, even though people do say, well, if you fall into the 0 point, and it's uncontrolled, you decorporate and you die. But we've only ever seen one example on the other side where we see the person coming together. I don't know if I've explained that poorly, but I mean, like, you take what you see and you base science around that. So the imagined Geno, internal Voyager, and that one random IO guard who got thrown into the 0 point. So it's only 4 examples, and you only see one on the other side of it put himself back together. So it's illogical for me to then, hard presume that everyone who falls into the 0 point dies. Everyone who get chrome died is illogical because we know the scientists survived because of everything. So why do we presume they all died? Is it not illogical? Wonder how the iceberg will appear. It might not appear because the other trailer for Hoppers, and then obviously the first one was for Rick and Morty collab. do we presume that they were both filmed on the Chapter 7 Season 2 map? So that actually just might be Chapter 7 POIs, and that we might not see that. And that might be a weird thing on top of what we see in Season 2. I thought the sevens return and the ones aren't the same ones. I mean, at the moment, the order is our order, apparently. The visitors something else, and the foundation could... We're not sure, but it looks like the foundation's ours. Wouldn't it be cool if everybody who fell into 0 point isn't dead, but in a void, like Fortnite version? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. So, do you know... Have you ever watched Doctor Who? And maybe it's like a Weeping Angels type thing, where everyone just presumes everyone dies when they fall into 0 point because they never see the end result. Because obviously they sort of rip apart, go to other realities, but then obviously you get pulled into res particles. Apart from the comic does sow blood. But you could still have a workaround for that. Eventually they will want to pull themselves back together. And we just presume from fear that you die once you fall into an uncontrolled 0 point. Because no one ever gets back to the reality. You would need to know how to travel realities in order to find your original reality. Don't Reaping Out Angels send you back in time? Yes. But that's what I'm arguing. Everyone presumes that the Reaping Angel... From your perspective, you just see someone get touched and they Doctor Who knows because he's experienced both sides. But that's what I'm saying. It's like we see someone fall into 0 point, but we don't see the end result of it. Only the one time we see it, Geno pulls himself back together. I feel like it just makes sense for them to have actually been ripped apart since it's a non-calibrated 0 point. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing the perception that they die. Because, okay, Geno might be all-powerful, but how is he putting himself together? How is he the only one that puts himself back together? Because he's Geno? That's a poor reason. And there must be another reason. I mean, the Imagine's an argued point because we see her in the Vibing trailer, so... I don't know what you want to make of that. Eternal Voyager... You literally see his insides. But at one point, once he falls into 0 point and everything disappears, there's no body at that point. It gets scattered into different realities. Do they start thinking? Who knows? If you take my theory as fact, and that's why. Well, that's not what showed. You could presume he's a god of this or sentient or whatever, but he's not. We make him equivalent to the 0 point, and that just makes no sense. That means Q Queen should be able to survive falling through Origin, Triadnox, which makes sense. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that, but it gets to the point where you're always fighting an uphill fight to try and presume a weird, illogical thing. Like 0 point should be able to change anyone to anything, you know? He's also studied the 0 point. Oh, it's just a lot of assumptions, isn't it? he did know. No, what I'm saying is to presume from his knowledge that he could survive the 0 point. Going through thousands of realities. Scrolling, circulating, whatever the word they use. So Jones should be able to survive falling into a 0 point. He studied the 0 point his whole life as well. If you take my theory as fact, it makes... If you take any theory as fact, it would make sense. I'm just trying to tell it from a point of... Sometimes you have to tell the story how it is. You can't keep building a fact of the theory and a theory of a fact. I know us theorists and law guys likes to always theorize, but sometimes you have to tell the story how it is. Because it just gets a little stupid. But anyway, my assumption was... You missed the first part of that discussion. I don't know if you missed the first part of that discussion. It was about, why does everyone presume... It's like a false narrative with the Chrome. Why are you all presuming everyone died to the Chrome when we have at least one shred of evidence that supports they don't die from Chrome? Even in-game mechanics says you don't die from Chrome. Okay, and falling into the 0 point is a whole nother concept. I sort of branched off and said, why do we also presume that everyone dies? If you get ripped apart from a 0 point and you disappear and there's no body, the person sitting on the outside gonna, oh, bro died. Because if you get thrown into a reality, you have no idea where you are. How are you going to come back if that's what actually happens when you go into the 0 point? Boom, boom, and you go. And that is what happens. Obviously, I will also say again, the whole internal Voyager, you do actually see his insides. It makes it a bit hard to which I get. But that could have just been drawn for the comic. I have no idea. Actually, what is the matter? Res particles or morphite. We want them to be called now. You know, it's like it's. How you create 0 point? Anyway, back my original point. What did I end up saying? Damn. When a game kills off all their main characters. So we talked about the 7, that's how we got into this conversation. So obviously Fortnite parked the main characters, with most of them getting killed off. And arguably I would mention, no body, not dead. Please, that will save you a lot of pain in anything. Anime, TV shows, films, stories. There's no body, they're probably not dead. Okay? So anyway, we get introduced to Hope, the new protagonist, which led many theorists and all guys to absolutely lose their minds, and maybe a tread on the line of slightly rude and arrogant towards Hope as a protagonist, but I think she's definitely paid her dues in terms of what she's given to the story. From someone who was in her sister's shadow to taking responsibility for her sister, beating the Greek gods, who is her lineage, her grandfather or great-great-great-great-grandfather. There's a lineage here somewhere. To then standing up against Doom. Like, some people won't call that arc, whatever, it is what it is. But honestly, great introduction. But that really was what, as well as Hope being one of the main protagonists, wasn't really the main focus of that chapter. The main focus, of course, was... Okay, I thought it was in this trailer. It's not, is it? We're talking about like an idea about Fortnite killing their main characters off, but really it was, I guess, to world build the rest of the characters, the rest of the story, I presume. Apollo, how's it going? So when you think of Fortnite killing off its main characters, but not technically killing them off, just removing them from the story, it wasn't really the Seven, the last reality in the Imagined Order. The one thing that definitely did change for Chapter 5 and somewhat Chapter 6, but obviously, as we were eventually made aware, that it was to reintroduce the main character, which is the 0 point. But we were introduced to another powerful thing throughout the course of Chapter 5, which was Pandora's Box, which is still somewhat connected to the 0 point, as we find out, because at the end of this chapter, that's why Hope and Jones leaves the reality of Chapter 5 to go to Chapter 6 to find the 0 shards. And they noticed that there were similar powers across the Omniverse, and they had to go and collect them and essentially hunt them down. It is still an argument point if this was a 0 shard at some point and somehow changed into a box, but I think that would be a bit convoluted, but I stand to be corrected. But a very cool story nonetheless. I feel like the whole Pandora's Box arc was pretty cool. I know for some people who probably dropped out of the story and they're going to say they hate it was this, it was that. But honestly, I don't think it was an issue. In that case, we should hate Paradigm, the Order, and the Imagine and Sloan. Yeah. I wouldn't say it was because of that. I would argue it was because of maybe one, nostalgia, but two, the hatred for Hope and still for Hope is rooted in like it's even hard to explain why I think people hate Hope. It's like the reason they don't hate Paradigm and any character that came before is obviously they are self-contained and they were part of the band, shall we say. The problem is the band got removed. So you didn't have anyone who was still connected to the main chapter, the main sort of factions. You still had Jones, though, but for whatever reason, that wasn't good enough for some people. And the perception was that Hope replaced the Seven or replaced the main protagonist, which just isn't the case to some extent. Like, the idea from here was not to kill the main characters. The Seven didn't die to Chrome. They will one day be back from the rest of the dialogue that we saw in Vibin and Paradise and even Oathbound. They will be back. We've only got one member back at the moment, but they will be back at some point. But it was clear from the onset that the Seven were to return. Fortnite actually had a chance of teasing the return of the Seven prior 2 seasons prior to this, back in Chapter 5, Season 1. Actually, a season. This was Season 2, wasn't it? Back in Season 1. They had a chance. And they had a chance. But what did they do? They chickened out because that would have been a long teaser. I don't think the Fortnite community would have been able to handle it. I think you all would have lost your minds. Where is it? Where is it? I've got to find it. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the other thing. Oh my God, please, 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 please. I can't see it. So this loading screen, or at least a concept of it, would have at least hinted at the 7's possible return. Or no, one thing it did actually hint at 100% because we can literally see the finished version in game. The one thing we can confirm is the 0 point, and that was Valère was looking at, which what she should have been looking at. But obviously they didn't want to hint too far along. So when people say it was a disassociated, disconnected story from Pandora's box, it just isn't. It wasn't. And that was just, I don't know. People were, I don't know, so against the new story. I think that was the problem. People who were saying new and old story, I think that didn't help. But yeah, the point was to always reintroduce the 7 at some point. But obviously they made a point of not using the Foundation or the Order to this. And people can say, oh, they got the PNGs offline. But you can see from the design process here, this blue is like pre-drawn. So the only thing they're doing here is swapping out these images for these. And they ended up going with the 0 point, Pandora's box, and the bunker. They didn't go... And this with Jones here. And they obviously decided to leave the Foundation, the Order out, to not mention him again until only very recently. So yeah, killing off the characters was to let the rest of the world build around them. Introduce new characters, new plot points, and then obviously once we got out of Chapter 5 and got into Chapter 6, We got into the zero shards. We obviously finally had a conclusion, I suppose, to Drift's mask and where did that come from and how it was created. We still don't really know who gave him the mask, but what we do know is where it came from, which would have been the Thousand Faces. I guess you could presume that Diego's grandfather might have gave him the mask, or you could presume that an evil entity like the Nothing gave him the mask because the cubes were around the island at the same time. So, obviously, going through Chapter 6, we're introduced to a lot more factions, or factions we have seen before in the River God, the Fox Clan, and basically to finish off nicely and then give us the whole arc about the Zero Shards. And now it's ramped up again to Chapter 7, where we can reintroduce the other members of the Seven. Or at least start to attempt to do that. We obviously got the Order back. We should get the Foundation back soon. And then I think we will finally address the elephant in the room. That will be the Visitor, the Origin, and the Scientist. Hello, Amazer. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hate when people say that. What, the old news story? I think that done a lot of damage. Like, it's the same. It's all the same world, guys. Like, I think that's why Hope's character was so hated. And it wasn't even anything to do with anything but they just presumed the Seven got killed off. One of the other things that would always be talked about is that Donald Mustard took the Seven and took all the old factions because he owned the rights to them. How many times I had to somehow work around that without offending someone was ridiculous. Oh. So, yes, the Seven, the Imagined Order, and the Last Reality. Perceived by many as being the main factions, which I understand. But they don't have to be the story we follow. But I do want to add something to this whole video concept, and I may have to add some points after stream and try and make this a bit more of a video, is what happens when a game like Fortnite decides to not kill off their main characters, but to remove them because they want to tell another story and then eventually bring them back, which they're now doing. But what worries me is, how will the community react to when the Seven, the Imagined Order, and the Last Reality, maybe not the Imagined Order at the moment, but the Last Reality and the Seven, have to once again be somehow written out the story to tell another story? Because you can't have the same characters trying to carry the story, because then we will end up hating the Seven. The Last Reality is Fortnite's franchise antagonist. Well, yeah, I won't argue that. Obviously, it turns out the Last Reality has always been here, and they get other villains to fight for them. But it's not Last Reality, Last Reality, Last Reality. It's not being like completely hammered home to you. It's not always the Seven, the Seven, the Seven. It's different characters with a different set of qualities and a different set of hopes and dreams. Like, even the Dark Voyager feels very different from the Last Reality. Where we think he is a part of the Last Reality, even though there's some weird dialogue, but Last Reality adjacent is because he's a different character. It's not the same characters. Like the seven have to be used sparingly at times. Even though that might annoy some people, they have to be used sparingly. It looks like we'll probably have them for at least a chapter and a half. So from chapter 7 to chapter 8, season 3, Before I guess they might have to start doing something different, or pull the focus maybe more on the last reality, because I don't think the community's ready for that conversation yet. To talk about the possibility of the Seven once again leaving the story. I do think there is some sort of bias, and that's why Hope's character struggled. Even though I would argue she is one of the best characters in Fortnite. They have to mix new characters in with them and then drop the Seven story. But that's what they did in the first place. Obviously, they had the whole arc with the Seven and the Imagined Order, which left a 0 point exposed, and then the Seven lost, and we had to feel that loss really hard. And then other people had to step up. Jones, Hope, Riverguard, Foxcloud, whatever. The whole mass story, and I guess the Zero Shards. Other characters have to step up. Like, you have to feel something about the story. So if the Seven were just constantly here, again, I would love to see a conceptual of a story where the Seven would have remained, and where would be now, desperately trying to forget the Seven and trying to move on. But at the moment, we now feel rejuvenated, and we're coming off another arc to another arc. I mean, before dropping the Seven, mix some new ones in so it doesn't feel like they're replacing them. And that arguably feels like replacing him, though. Like, the Seven loss, they lost so badly that they fell. It's not in terms of, like... Oh, what do you call it? It's not like, oh, I'm going to retire. You know, that's the point. That's why the visitor was like, oh, I'm going to retire. Well, if you don't retire now, someone's going to do it for you. And the last reality did it for them. And that's an abrupt end. Like, sometimes you can't have that. And that isn't a problem. Like, if you're saying that more people would have been happy and they were slowly phased out, yeah, you're probably right. But we shouldn't hate the fact that they wasn't phased out and they were just almost appeared to have been killed off. Because, you know, that creates jeopardy, creates pain. That's the whole point of the story. Can you not start the game? No. We can't keep bringing the Seven back and getting rid of them and bring them back. It's getting boring. I just think, with all due respect, I just think there's no explaining people how just stories work. And when you got a forever story, a never-ending story like Fortnite, because that's what Fortnite is. It's a never-ending story. It is an omniverse of realities, and maybe if Fortnite decides to do timelines as well and branch timelines, there is no ending to this. The Seven will have to go off and do their own thing away from us, the loopers, and we are the ones perceiving the story. So the Seven will have to go off again and do their own thing. But that doesn't mean it's boring. Would you prefer them to stay? It's however the story goes, whichever direction it will go in, it will have to follow. Like, oh, you know, we're back together now, but I want to do my own thing. Being imprisoned by Last Reality this whole time, I don't really feel like I want to be part of the Seven anymore. That could be what the Origin says. Like, there needs to be a set of, when they do come back from the chroming, because I still think they will, that will be something they will have to face. Because that should change a person, if that is the case. That should mentally affect a person. A wise man once said, "The thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. It's an honor to be amongst them." Fair enough. And that's probably enough on that video. Guys, I'm going to outro this video. But let's say it crashed. So if it does crash, then this is not a natural outro. So if it turns out the stream just dies, then, well, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy this one, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below what you make of this. That's if I do make it into the video. But until next time, it has been your boy, mrjayowhy. It's next time.